job.
See if you can get fired.
No, she sends her husband for that.
Okay.
Okay, here we go. It's Saturday morning. You know what that means? It's time for the Remax Magnolia Real Estate Show with myself and Michele Cummins, and we have a special guest, and, well, you're the queen of the introductions.
The introduction is for a gentleman I met many years ago, and if you've been following our social media, you will know that we have Lane O'Brien here. He is an amazing local special contractor, but I will tell you more.
Special contractor.
Yeah.
Is it top secret or something? Or
007 kind of stuff.
Oh, okay.
But first, I just wanted to let everyone know about a contest that Remax is having. Remax, we're always having a contest. So make sure to go on to Remax Magnolia's social media, and you could be part of 1 to 3 different packages with the Toronto Blue Jays. So make sure you enter, because it's an incredible package that they're giving away, actually 3 of them. So yeah, just hop on to Remax Magnolia social media and you will find all the information there. Now, our guest, Lane O'Brien, if you don't know him, he is local and he's a trusted net zero home builder and renovator in our beautiful Fraser Valley, Kelowna, and he does Vancouver Island, which I'm going to this weekend. We'll talk about that later. Okay, so I wanted to mention their 5-star reviews. Google them. It's amazing what people have to say about them. So, one review. We had Lane and his company build us a beautiful home office in our beautiful lush backyard. Lane designed, constructed, and finished this office, they call it show office, while being energy smart and respecting the beautiful space we had, and this fits beautifully into our landscape. We have had Lane and O'Brien Contracting back already to build us a beautiful deck. And we were talking about deck earlier on before we started the show. But if you want, this is another Google review that they have. If you want a top job while supporting local, O'Brien Contracting should be your one stop for all your creative ideas. We are already planning what we need them to do next, and they're so excited. They say, thank you, Lane and O'Brien Contracting. And then I'm just going to give you maybe one more. Lane and I have worked on several projects together, and I'm consistently impressed with the quality of his company's work and also his personal knowledge of the building industry. As a home designer, I can appreciate when a contractor stays up to date on code requirements and has a practical knowledge of how to build things. You want someone like Lane on your side for any project. I trust that he will take care of the clients I refer him to, treat them with care, and provide a top-notch product every time. And when you're in a business, a service provider business, when you're referring other service providers, you want to make sure that service provider you're referring is really good. And when you have personal knowledge and you hire them yourself to do something, it really stands the test of time. So these reviews are amazing. There's more. Go on there. One more. Okay. Work is high quality, fair price, professional, and deals with problems that can arise. That's another one. So Lane, enough of me talking. We want to hear your voice now and find out more about how you got into what you were doing.
Well, thanks for having me here, Michelle. Biggest thing that I think got me into this was I've always had a passion for sustainable building, and seeing that when you go through all the construction sites that are going on around here, there's so much waste, and it's not about the attention to detail. It's about how fast can we get it done and how cheap can we get it done for, right?
That's true.
And
I see that a lot.
you're paying like an arm and a leg for these kind of properties. So why wouldn't you go in and find something that is more sustainable, provides you a healthier home at the end of the day, and it costs relatively similar price.
We were talking about that earlier too, about
Yeah.
how prices have changed over the years. You've been doing this for a while now, and you have so much knowledge. You're always going and taking continuing education and learning more and more, which is very impressive. You just
Yep.
didn't get into the industry and then just start building and forget about the love and passion of learning your craft, and you're really good at that.
Yeah, I mean, I love the building science. I mean, that's where I like to say that I get to nerd out a little bit, because I love taking those courses, seeing how we can do things differently to make something work better. Take a wheel that's aged and broken and make it brand new. mean, the way we've been building for the past 50 years hasn't been working for the past 50 years. So we have the technology, we have the means to be able to do it. Let's fix it, do it right now, so we don't have to deal with these problems in another 50 years.
Are you excited about the time that you're in building, as you're building, the way you're building right now? Do you think it's a perfect ingredient? Do you have the perfect ingredients for it?
I think we're getting there. I wouldn't say we have all the perfect ingredients yet for sustainable building, especially on a cost perspective, but it's definitely getting there. We have a lot of solutions that we can provide homeowners with that 20 years ago, you're asking someone to custom make all these items, and now we can just go get it off the shelf. We actually have the knowledge and how to put it together, how to make it efficiently now. But there's always room for improvement. We're never going to have a perfect system. We're going to be a perfectly imperfect system.
Well coined. What is the most exciting things you see right now that you love either suggesting or advising somebody do, or product you're recently using that's new?
So one of the products that we just recently used, which I absolutely love, is a prefabricated wall system, and it's a steel stud, EPS insulated. So your styrofoam that you see is just a denser version of that. And when my walls show up, I have R rating that's double of any standard wall is right now.
I've seen that. It's really neat.
Yeah. So that's what we're passionate about is using that product, just because for the cost of it, I can't get anything to beat it, right? And I don't have to do exterior installation. It's all ready as soon as I have it set on ground. And if you're building a house, prefab is 100% the way to go because it just eliminates the space.
How did you get into this business?
I just loved carpentry when I was growing up, to be honest. And I thought it was something that I could take a swing at, no pun intended, and take it from there. And I always wanted to own a business. So I got tired of seeing how everybody else was doing it and decided I wanted to do it my own way and do it better.
That is awesome. Yeah.
What's coming down the pipe? What's the cool new trend for net zero? I mean, there's always going to be a lot of innovation. So what's the next new thing?
Well, the next new thing is going to, once net zero comes here, we're going to be bridging the gap between net zero and passive house. So that gap is, we are now going to have a home that produces as much energy as it consumes throughout the year. Now it's going to be, how can we get this energy to not need as much energy, right? So a net zero house has a certain standard, and a passive house is, you're focusing on your carbon footprint more. So where did all your materials come from? How much carbon footprint has been put into creating those materials? How long does it take for you to get that ROI back? So that's what's coming next. But I think for us, we're focusing on bridging the gap between those two, because we know that we can build a net zero house and exceed those industry standards already. It's just, how can we bridge the gap from passive house to net zero so that we can also collectively bring the cost of the house down, people to do more fancy finishes inside the building.
What's some government incentives that they have right now, or they're kind of working on, or hope or wish that the government would give?
I'd like to see the government give grants for net zero builds, which they don't currently have. They have incentives for any type of renovation, so putting up solar, doing heat pumps, doing better windows. They give grants for that. They have nothing right now. And at the stage, we're trying to work with the federal and provincial governments. With the industry, with how the building code has changed and the step code that's come into place, they're forcing everybody to do all these things now. They don't have an option. They can't opt out. They have to be minimum step code 3 standard. And if you go to Vancouver or West Van or North Van or even Burnaby, like, they're at step code 4 already. So They want people to build this way and only this way. Well, give them some help.
Exactly.
And I mean, we have another, 8 years until step code 5 has to be done. Well, we have 8 years that you can help people who want to be forward thinking, as long as they take the step to go all the way.
I wonder if the Fraser Valley Real Estate Board, Chilliwack Real Estate Board, and Greater Vancouver Real Estate Board, if they haven't been part of helping you guys promote this and push it and suggest it and just be supportive of it with the government.
I mean, we're constantly in works at the CHBA, Fraser Valley, to push these kind of things and get in front of the right people to make sure that we can get some movement. But at the end of the day, sometimes it feels like a dead horse with a stick.
I'll contact the government relations committee director and maybe connect you guys if you guys aren't connected yet doing
That'd be great.
That'd be good.
Yeah. Yeah, because we really need some assistance for what they're forcing us to do anyways. And I think it just makes sense, because if you want somebody to build a certain standard, you can't just outright say, here, you have to do it. You have to give something in return.
Yeah. Well, what's one of the coolest or neatest houses or buildings of any structure that you've built that you're pretty proud of or just passionate about?
Well, the last one that we were building, that one was pretty cool. I mean, we pulled out all the stops for all our building envelopes, and that's where it really matters. We had top-notch everything going into that house. The building envelope, the mechanical systems, the roofing. Like, I hate asphalt shingles. I go to the roof all the way. So the way that I like my house to be built, just because I don't have to worry about it for 7 years. In 7 years, I hope I'm still here, but I don't want to worry about it.
Building something that lasts rather than something that's gonna fall apart before you do, type of thing.
Yeah, it's generational homes, right? So build generational buildings instead of buildings that in 25 years we're coming, tear them down, build new again. Build homes that last. I mean, how many homes do you go to in Europe and they're well over 100 years old?
Exactly.
Still standing, still working, still strong.
It's beautiful. There's this history, and we have all these blended family purchases now. Everybody needs, to be together. They're trying to be together.
Absolutely.
And people love the place they grew up in. It's just, there's something about that. I have one of my agents in my office, client of his, their kids are like, oh, we wish we could buy the house. And unfortunately, there's just, sometimes you can't. The kids can't take over because they need to sell it. They need the equity or whatever the situation is. But I know that if I could have my home that I grew up in, I would buy it. I would have it. I would love it. Like, it's just like there's something special. So especially the blended homes, because then there's so many of them, and if they can last, then it will be forever in the family.
Well, and that's where I think homesteading is starting to come around. So homesteading, where they'll buy an acre and then they'll have 4 or 5 homes on that acre for the entire family to live, and they can work off the land.
Dynasty.
Right? It's kind of cool.
Mm-hmm.
It's not for everybody though, but it's definitely something that is becoming popular.
Farmsteading.
Mm-hmm. There you go.
I like that.
Right? Who doesn't want to have chickens?
Exactly.
I mean,
I have 2 kids that would be really down with that. I have one to be like, I don't want to be that close to you guys. Like,
Maybe in the back far corner.
There we go.
Well, then you just get 40 acres and you can put it in the back 40.
You can have a stream in between.
Yeah,
them.
that's great. I'm going to have to probably move to the prairies for that, though, to afford it. So,
Yeah, absolutely.
Or Chilliwack.
yeah, there we go.
Agassiz.
Well, I guess that's just about it for time. If people want more information about what you do with your homes, where can they go?
They can visit o'briencontracting.ca and they can fill out a form, get in touch with us, and we can help them on their journey for their next sustainable build.
Or their social media.
There you go, Instagram.
And Michelle, if people want more info on Remax Magnolia, where do they go?
RemaxMagnoliaRealty.com.
We're back with more right after this.